This is the Wireless Institute of Australia with the weekly news service. This broadcast is in text, audio and video and is accessed on wia.org.au.
And guess what? It's the news for week commencing November 17, 2024. And this week, WIA Director Lee Moyle, VK3GK. WIA Affiliated Clubs Coordinator Angelo, VK2NWT. WIA Education Committee Chair Amanda, VK1AH. And WIA Life Member Bruce Batholz, VK3UV, falls silent key. Now wait, there's much more in this edition of news from your Wireless Institute of Australia. I'm Editor Graham, VK4BB.
This is WIA Director Lee Moyle, VK3GK. The WIA has received some very sad news earlier this week that Bruce Batholz, VK3UV, passed away peacefully last Sunday. He will be sadly missed. Bruce was an honorary life member of the WIA, an honour that was well earned by Bruce. He had a time as a member of the WIA Board of Management, including as President, Vice President, and at one stage even the Treasurer. He was even the editor of AR magazine for many years. Bruce also contributed to the Institute in so many ways. He was very involved in WISON and the RAOTC as well. Bruce was also a married celebrant. Bruce was an active member of FAMPark and previously a member of MDRC. He was always up for a chat, and I personally had known him since the early 1980s when I was first licensed, and both members of MDRC in Moorabbin. He always enjoyed catching up with other hams. I was aware of his health had been deteriorating in recent times. Our sincere condolences to his family and friends. Vale Bruce Batholz, VK3UV, silent key. Now for a report on the activities of the RAST convention held in Hobart on the first weekend of November. This event is quite a unique gathering of hams. Many of the same faces were seen from the previous event held in 2022, and many new faces as well. It was great to see so many WIA members, past WIA directors and presidents amongst the attendees. RAST did a spectacular job of organising some excellent speakers, some online and some in person. I was quite impressed at the online presenters and their specialist topics on POTA and space weather. In-person presenters were excellent too. A great range of interesting topics both days to suit all attendees. Hayden VK7HH and Justin VK7TW did an amazing job of hosting and keeping the schedule running to precision time. Hayden did a great job with the online quizzes, and I'm happy to say I managed the first place in the General Knowledge Ham Quiz. A shiny new 200 milliwatt Whisper transmitter should soon be on air. Hobart put on a spectacular weekend of near-perfect weather, and Friday was the private visit to the Grote-Ruber Museum, a close-up viewing of the 24.5 metre parabolic dish, followed up with a barbecue at the RAST club rooms. A special announcement by Kevin Johnson, VK4UH, suggested that in late 2025 the conference will be held in VK4. Put that in your diary. Phil Waite, VK2ASD, and Justin, VK7TW, announced that the RSGB EMR calculator will be available on the WIA website, along with documentation produced by the WIA Education Committee for all amateurs to use to calculate EMR compliance of their stations. This is a requirement by the ACMA. Jump online, check your station compliance for 10 watts, 100 watts, 400 watts, and even 1 or 2 kilowatts. More information can be found on the WIA webpage, or go to https://www.wia-education.com.au. For the contesters, the Oceania DX Contest Committee has the raw scores nearly ready to go public. Stay tuned and keep a lookout on the OCDX website. Next week, we should have a full report on the IAU meeting in Thailand, attended by Peter Young, VK3MV, and IAU Region 3 Director Oscar Reyes, VK3TX. For now, 7-3 from Lee, VK3GK.
Hi everyone, this is Angelo, VK2NWT, WIA Affiliated Clubs Coordinator. Well, I want to remind all affiliated clubs of the need to continually to ensure that your club's contact details that appear on the WIA website are always up to date. Any changes to the committee and their contact details must be reflected on your club's WIA page as soon as they occur. The only contact details that the WIA uses to get in touch with your club is solely based on the information drawn from your club page on the WIA website. There are no other lists. The WIA corresponds directly with clubs via email on a range of matters such as major news topics, providing advance notice and invitations to your club for upcoming WIA online forums or webinars, seeking feedback or to direct inquiries that we may receive from the public wanting more information about your club. It's amazing just how many club contact details are incorrect right now, leading to missed opportunities and confusion. A perfect example of what can go wrong is the recent email sent out by the WIA to the presidents and secretaries of all affiliated clubs. The email regarding the excellent initiative by the WIA Education Committee provided details of their work as well as requesting club input for consideration as they progress. Incredibly, over 24 emails were bounced back as undeliverable. Now, I'll be reaching out to those clubs over the next few days to request the correct information, but this is really something every club needs to get right, not only for the WIA correspondence, but for anybody wishing to contact your club. Bounced emails and incorrect phone numbers will never create that great first impression. So I'm reaching out not just to club presidents and secretaries, but to all members of WIA affiliated clubs, and ask that you take a fresh look this morning at your club's contact details on the WIA website and advise the nominated person in your club to make any corrections as soon as possible. As always, if you need any assistance with affiliated club matters, please don't hesitate to contact me via email at vk2nwt@wia.org.au. This has been Angelo, VK2NWT for VK1 WIA News.
Ham Radio News. Nobody does it better. We are VK1 WIA.
This is Amanda, VK1 Alpha Hotel, Chair of the WIA Education Committee. I would like to thank all of you that have taken the trouble to respond to our education survey, which is still open. We are in the process of collating and analysing the responses received so far. In due course, we will contact those who have made comments and provided contact details. Initial results suggest that the amateur community would welcome standardised training materials and information to better inform current operators and newcomers. You may have heard on last week's broadcast the announcement about the release of the package to enable self-assessment of your station for its EMR compliance as required by the class licence regulations. This package is an initiative by the committee that has been in the works for some time, along with other information that we believe will assist the amateur community with training and general information. If you have not made a submission to the survey, it is still open. Details in the text version of the broadcast. 73's Amanda, VK1 Alpha Hotel, on behalf of the WIA Education Committee.
Australiana. Mesa and its partner Matseng, a leading innovator in high-capacity lens antenna technology, have assisted in the enhancement of cellular connectivity at one of Sydney's iconic stadiums, with the integration of advanced lens antennas into a new distributed antenna system, a DAS, providing high-speed mobile connectivity for spectators attending sporting, music and other festivals at Sydney's largest entertainment venue. To meet the communication needs of the stadium, which has a capacity of over 83,000 people, a state-of-the-art indoor network has been deployed. This network incorporates 14 Matseng lens antennas strategically placed to cover the field and the lower seating areas. These multi-beam tri-band antennas utilise a patented spherical lens design with 4 isolated F-band cross-polarised beams, that's 3.3 to 4.2 gigs, 4 isolated mid-band cross-polarised beams, 1695 to 2690 MHz, and 2 isolated low-band beams, 698 to 960 MHz. There is a need for increased connectivity in today's world of sports and entertainment, and these lens antennas have proven to deliver industry-leading high-capacity connectivity, said Bro Larson, CEO of Matsing.
From here, there and everywhere, you tune to the Wireless Institute of Australia's national news service. We are VK1WIA. Now with international news, Jason, VK2LAW.
And this week's international news is with thanks to the American Radio Relay League, DX World, EHAM, ICQ Podcast, Newsline, and the worldwide sources of the Wireless Institute of Australia. As parts of Spain were overtaken by historic flooding, 2 groups provided emergency radio communications through UHF-VHF repeaters in the hard-hit region. Much of the response came from REMER, the government's civil protection radio network, which draws membership from the amateur community. Other hams were deployed from EMCOM España, the emergency communications group of the URE, the Spanish National Amateur Radio Society, whose messages proved vital as flash floods pounded eastern Spain, trapping and killing people in the unrelenting weather conditions. Meanwhile, as officials assessed the flood damage, search parties were dispatched to seek out those reported missing. A draft report about the 2020 collapse that led to the dismantling of the Arecibo Observatory's 305-metre telescope has pinpointed what it believed to be the root cause. Investigators found unprecedented and accelerated long-term zinc creep-induced failure. In other words, the failure occurred in the radio telescope's cable sockets designed to support the 900-ton platform that was above the dish. The telescope was constructed in the early 60s. Investigators believe that the sequence of events leading to the collapse may have begun with Hurricane Maria, which hit the telescope in 2017. Inspections before the storm found the zinc leading edge to be intact, but in late 2018 and early 2019 cable slippage was detected. With Hamvention 2025 set for the weekend of May 16th, the organisers are asking prospective attendees to ponder the question of what radio independence means to them. That is, in fact, the theme for the convention in Xenia, Ohio. In announcing the theme, the Hamvention team says, in the course of history, radio has been heavily regulated and, in some instances, banned altogether. We're fortunate to enjoy these freedoms, and for us at Hamvention, we're proud of our radio independence. What does radio independence mean to you? No doubt there'll be many answers found in the workshops, seminars and eyeball QSOs at the Greene County Fairgrounds, USA. For those who like collecting wallpaper, how about a card certificate from the Oval Office? A group to keep an ear out for was very active the past weekend from the White House Communications Agency Amateur Radio Club, established by former members of the White House Communications Agency. The White House Communications team is made up of military personnel who play essential roles in overseeing communication strategies and activities for the White House. Last weekend saw them active for about 4 days prior to Remembrance Day, or as the USA call it, Veterans Day. Usually on air for very special events, keep listening for Whiskey Zero Hotel. It's been about a decade since Amazon in the USA began to fly its delivery drones, aiming to revolutionize the online shopping experience with rapid delivery of certain items. Most recently, Amazon got permission from the FAA to not only start flying from its new Arizona-based location, but also to fly beyond line of sight BLOS missions with the new MK-30 drone. This new drone has twice the range as the old MK-27 drone that it replaces and is said to be significantly quieter as well. The BLOS permission means that the delivery drones can service areas which are not directly visible from the warehouse with an attached drone delivery facility. As for the types of parcels you can have delivered with this service, it's limited to 2.27 kilograms, which is plenty for medication and a range of other items where rapid delivery would be desirable. For VK1 WIA National News, in Sydney, I'm Jason, VK2LAW.
We are VK1 WIA. Now, operational news with VK4 FUQ. Felix.
Hello there. ARRL 160m CW. December 6 to 8 is the date this year, but it's always the first full weekend of December. Begins 2200 hours UTC Friday, ending 15:59 hours UTC Sunday. This is a 42-hour period with no time limitation. Logs must be returned within 7 days. 10-metre ARRL contest. For amateurs worldwide to exchange QSO information with as many stations as possible on the 10-metre band. Second full weekend of December. Starts 0000 hours UTC Saturday, runs through 23:59 hours UTC Sunday, December 14-15. Again, as in most ARRL tests, logs are to be completed and returned within 7 days. Year to contest. Youth on the Air Test 303 will be from 10 hours to 21:59 hours UTC on 29 December on the 5 classic bands CW and SSB. DX window to the world. Listen throughout the rest of the year for the special call sign 9A100RKZ, marking the 100th anniversary of the Radio Club Zagreb, which was founded the 24th of March 1924 in Croatia. QSL via 9A1 ADE. Austria. Oscar Echo 100 radio is active until the 31st of December, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the beginning of regular radio transmissions in Austria in 1924. QSL via the Bureau. Bosnia and Herzegovina. E7100 radio is the special call sign for the Bosnia and Herzegovina IAA Member Society to celebrate 100 years of amateur radio innovation, community and advocacy. QSL via operator's instructions. For VK1 WIA National News, I'm Felix, VK4FUQ Inningham.
This is Linda, VK7QP. On Sunday, this broadcast goes out on repeaters all over VK7 and on digital radio, DMR Talk Group 5 and D-Star Reflector 91C. We also go out on UHF CB Channel 15 in Hobart. You can hear this broadcast again on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on the repeaters VK7RAA in northern VK7 and VK7RAD in southern VK7.
Media Watch. Amateur radio found its way recently into an episode of a popular TV crime drama in Germany. While there's good news for ham radio, it didn't have the best outcomes for one of the fictional TV hams. Very early on in Season 16, Episode 2 of the ZDF German crime drama SOKO Stuttgart, Hamlet DH4NO becomes a silent key rather quickly, rather violently, and quite mysteriously. It happens in the middle of a QSO, a 2-metre QSO he's having with a friend. The friend, Sharotti, call sign DR5TI, hears the contact go dead, quite literally. He summons police and that sets the SOKO team, the team of the series title, into action. SOKO is the acronym in German for the Regional Special Police Task Force. As the crime squad focuses its probe on the amateur radio club the men belong to, any hams viewing the show can immediately recognise the rigs, which were supplied by the Dark Stuttgart Radio Club. There are also familiar lessons in propagation and, of course, the important call CQ. For those who want to practice their German, the show can be seen in the ZDF video store at the address given in the text version of this, your WIA National News Service.
From here, there and everywhere, you tune to the Wireless Institute of Australia's National News Service. We are VK1 WIA. Now, special interest group news with Bruce, VK3FFF.
And a very good day to you. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, ARDF, searching through bushes, between rocks, under benches and near trees, 15 high school students and 10 undergraduates combed Cornell's campus in search of hidden transmitters as a part of a digital fox hunt. Cornell is a private Ivy League university in New York State. Wondering how he could encourage students to consider microchip design as a career, Mohammed I. Ibrahim, assistant professor in electrical and computer engineering, decided to try a fox hunt competition in which teams of students working together tried to find 10 hidden transmitters using handheld spectrum analyzers. The competition was planned by Ibrahim and a group that included members of Cornell Custom Silicon Systems, C2S2, a student project team dedicated to semiconductor design and building. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, Final Frontier. For Voyager 1, there was another disturbing incidence of radio silence all over again. A shutdown in October of the X-band radio transmitter left the space probe unable to communicate with the Deep Space Network. The mission team linked the problem to a command that had been sent to turn on one of Voyager's heaters. The team believes the command somehow activated the spacecraft's fault protection system, which conserves its power. That lowered the rate of data transmission and shut off the X-band transmitter, instead engaging the S-band transmitter. This S-band transmission, which has a fainter signal than X-band and consumes less power, had not been used by the space team since 1981. The flight team was not certain the S-band could be detected at Earth due to the spacecraft's distance, but engineers with the Deep Space Network were able to find it. The old S-band transmitter had turned in a reliable performance since October 24th, even from the distance of more than 24 billion kilometres from Earth, and will remain in use while the team continues its troubleshooting. NASA has launched LignoSat, a wooden satellite built by Japanese researchers. It was successfully sent to the International Space Station and is a partnership between Kyoto University and Japanese home building company Sumitomo Forestry. It is expected to be released into orbit about 400 kilometres above the Earth and is named IgnoSat, an experiment using space-grade wood to build environmentally friendly satellites. Meanwhile, New Zealand has been busy with its WISER Woodsat, a 1 kilogram amateur radio satellite built in Finland. When launched by rocket, it is expected to reach an orbit about 550 kilometres above Earth. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, IOTA. AF017 Rodrigues Island. M0CFW will be active as 3B9/M0CFW from Rodrigues Island 17th to 27th of November. He will participate in the CQWW-DX-CW contest as 3B9KW. QSLs via low TW and club logs OQRS. And AF049 Mauritius. 3B8M will again be active NCQWWCW 2024. The CWWWCW contest is next weekend, as Felix mentioned earlier today. 0000 hours UTC Saturday, ending the Sunday at 23:59 hours. This will be a field day style operation. All antennas and stations have to be erected and assembled and then taken down in a few days around the contest weekend. Antennas at 3B8M are all vertical wires on the spider beam poles and next to the Indian Ocean with an unobstructed takeoff in most directions. On 160, a top-loaded vertical umbrella is used. On 80, an inverted L, and on 40, a vertical dipole. The 40-metre antenna is out in the lagoon on a rock. For 20, 15 and 10, VDAs are used and also omni-vertical dipoles. Their VDAs are typically two-element vertical dipole arrays. vertical Yagis. And SA004 HD8CW and HC5CW/8 Galapagos, San Cristobal Island, 19th to 28th of November on HF bands CW, SSB, FT8, QSL via M0OXO, OQRS. Worldwide Special Interest Groups Lowdown. On December 1st, 1924, the VLF transmitter with call sign SAQ at Grahamton radio station was put into commercial operation, with transmissions across the Atlantic Ocean to the receiving station at Riverhead and the replying transmitter station at Rocky Point, both on Long Island, New York, USA. To celebrate the 100th anniversary of its original transmission across the Atlantic Ocean, Grahamton radio station will activate its original call sign, SAQ, and transmit a CW message on December the 1st. The CW message will transmit on 17.2 kHz at 10:00 UTC using an alternating current generator. 9:20 UTC live YouTube broadcast begins. 9:30 UTC startup of the alternator, and 10:00 UTC transmission of a message. Test transmissions are scheduled for November the 29th. An amateur radio station will also be commemorating the event with call sign SK6 SAQ on the following frequencies. And there's a bit of a list here, so here we go. 3517.2 kHz CW, 7017.2 kHz CW, 14017.2 kHz CW, 3755 kHz SSB, and 7140 kHz SSB. Worldwide Special Interest Groups, Radio Amateur Young Timers, YOTA, Youngsters on the Air. Joining us is VK2COD, Alan.
Thank you, Bruce. A new IARU Awards for Yodas. During the August 2023 IARU Region 3 Directors Meeting held in Tokyo, it was suggested and supported that a new award for Yodas be created. The award should be given in recognition for an outstanding contribution to amateur radio to an individual who is under 25 years old. This award wants to encourage excellence from all Yoda programs and individuals from around the world to help recognize the importance of young people and their contributions to the amateur radio service. It is at sole discretion of IARU Administrative Council on what approach they use to select the recipient of the award. Most importantly, this award was created in recognition of our very own WIA member, Peter Young VK3MV. It is known as the Peter Young VK3MV IARU Youth Excellence Award. Peter worked for 59 years of his professional career in the radio communications field. He was elected to the board of the Wireless Institute of Australia in 2006 and held a board position until he stepped down in 2012. He did continue as a WIA Regulatory Counsel. Peter was recently awarded honorary life membership of the WIA, which was very much well deserved. I wish I could give Peter's resume of the full justice it deserves, so please read more of Peter's impressive achievements on the WIA page link in our text edition of this week's news. Well done, Peter, and a big congratulations from myself, the WIA news team, the WIA board, and all the WIA members. For VK1 WIA National News, I am Alan, VK2COD in Sydney. Now back to you, Bruce.
Thanks, Alan. I'm Bruce, VK3FFF from sunny Bendigo.
This is VK1 WIA. All points of contacts from today's news stories are to be found in print when you read the web editions, www.wia.org.au.
2024, it's a date, and 2024 is coming to a close. Now, clubs are still welcome to email text for audio for this year, particularly for next year, because details of all WIA-affiliated clubs and societies can be found on the WIA website. That includes email addresses, website links, so prospective members can contact your club. Now today in VK3, it's the Spark Rosebud Radio Fest, November 17, Eastbourne Primary School, Allambie Avenue, Rosebud, today. Now till next we meet, I'm Graham, VK4BB. Walk softly.
This has been the Wireless Institute of Australia with the weekly news service. This broadcast is in text, audio and video and is accessed on wia.org.au.
Courtesy of Bevan, VK5BD's ATV and YouTube channel, this has been WIA National News. We're back now, live and local, and your voice, your callbacks. And don't forget, tick like.